What's up guys, my name is Ace, and it's time for another Q&A. It has been a while since I've done one of these, so I thought it's finally time to do one. Just in case you guys are new around here or you haven't seen my Q&As and you don't know how this works, if you have any kind of questions for me, it can be about anything you want, let me know in the comment section of this video and this video only, and I might answer in the next Q&A. Keep in mind, I get tons and tons of questions, so I do have to kind of pick through and pick the ones that I feel are well balanced and will fit with the video and everything. And also I tend to pick questions that I haven't answered or haven't answered for a long time at least. So no guarantees I'll answer it, but if you do have a question, let me know in the comment section below. So for this Q&A here, for whatever reason, a lot of people were asking me about like traveling and stuff. So there is going to be a bit of a general theme here throughout the Q&A. There are going to be quite a few travel questions just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. But first off, we don't actually have a travel question. And this question I don't think was actually meant to be in the Q&A, but it's something I definitely wanted to address. And it was commented in the comment section of that Q&A. I see this question pop up all the time, or I get accused all the time of cheating or hacking or something like that. And that is, in the first gameplay of my last Q&A, it says, how come sometimes his aim isn't on target at all, yet he hits it? This is simply theater mode. So most of the time, my gameplay comes from theater mode because most of the time I'm playing is while I'm streaming. And when I'm streaming, I can't record really high quality gameplay without my face cam and my voice audio being there. Like I can either record the whole stream or nothing. I can't just pick the gameplay out of that without going back into theater mode after the stream. And that's just time management. I have to, every time I'm playing, I feel like I have to be streaming or I want to be streaming. And therefore I don't just play offline most of the time, or I don't play off stream most of the time just in order to get gameplay. So probably the gameplay you're watching in the background, at least some of the gameplay you watch in the background of this Q&A is going to be from theater mode as well. And you might notice that where I'm shooting and I'm getting hit markers when I'm not actually perfectly on target. I can assure you in the actual game itself, I was perfectly on target when I was getting those hit markers. Next up, we have a question from Eben Guy, and it says, hello Ace, greets from Finland. For how long did you play hockey, and what's your favorite NHL team? So I played hockey for 12 years. I think I was a goalie for 8 out of those 12 years. I was always loved being a goalie, so that's what I played as most of the time. As for my favorite NHL hockey team, I'm just going to go with the Edmonton Oilers since that is my home team. And I know they're not the greatest, but they're my home team, and I love them, okay? Next up, we have a question from Michael McKay, and this one is, in Black Ops 3, do you think it took a lot of hard work and skill to get good, or do you think it's more natural as you played, you get better at it? With Call of Duty, I've always been under the impression that people can have that certain proficiency just naturally for Call of Duty. Like, you can just hop in and you're suddenly good. Like, you just get it. You have great reaction time, good awareness, good hand-eye coordination, and it just works for you. Some people are way better naturally than others. It's a simple fact. I actually have a friend who doesn't play nearly as much as me, and he's always been naturally more talented than me at COD. He still is, in my opinion, naturally more talented. But over time, I end up learning the maps, I end up learning the spawns, I end up learning the guns, I learn everything about the game, and then I surpass him most of the time because he's not invested, or as invested in that kind of stuff. He's just got that natural talent. So I think there's definitely a mix. If you don't have that natural talent, I think you can always train to still become an excellent player. But for those people that do have the natural talent, then I guess they kind of got lucky there and they're able to just naturally do quite well. But most of the time I notice with a lot of those people, they don't really bother to get into the details as much and really work to improve. They're just happy being naturally good at the game. This next question is a really good one, actually. It's from Echo Gaming, and it says, besides having to make money, since this is your full-time job, which YouTube is, what is your motivation to make another video? Do you ever feel unmotivated? What do you do to get motivated? Alright, my motivation to make the next video. First off, I love what I do. I absolutely love it. I enjoy making pretty much every single one of my videos. I'd be lying if I said there haven't been a couple videos where I just wanted to get it over with and get it uploaded, but I knew I had to make it. But for the most part, I love every single video I make, or nearly every single video I make. Do I ever feel unmotivated though? Yes, absolutely. I do feel unmotivated at times. Sometimes it's just the mood I'm in. It could be something going on in my personal life or something, and it's just, I just don't want to do anything. And what do I do to stay motivated? Because I do maintain this schedule, and I have maintained this schedule for a very long time. Simple thing is just ask yourself, like, what kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be that guy that's lazy and misses out on stuff and doesn't really care that much? Or do you want to be that guy that never misses an upload? I'm talking like from a YouTube perspective. I want to be that guy that never misses an upload no matter what, unless there's some like extreme circumstances that just makes it not possible. I am pretty self-motivated personally, so I find it to be relatively easy. And anytime I start feeling like, oh, do I really have to make this video? I don't even have to ask that question, really. It's, yes, I have to make this video. I am making this video. This is my job, and I'm not going to be that kind of guy that's just going to let this go. I have to do it, and I'm going to do it. And then I just do it. Next question is from Clone Trooper, and I get asked this quite often, so I wanted to address it here. How long did it take you to get Dark Matter? So on Xbox, it took me about, overall it was like over the course of about 3 weeks from when I actively started going for Dark Matter, keeping in mind that I already had a bunch of headshots just from playing naturally at that time. It took me about 3 weeks, but I was splitting my time up between both consoles, so I like to say it took me about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get Dark Matter on Xbox. And I'm actually just actively started my grind for Dark Matter on PS4, and I'm going to be doing that on stream a lot. So I thought I'd kind of plug my stream here, especially because I know a lot of people like watching people grind for Dark Matter, and I'm going to be doing that a lot over the next couple weeks, and seeing how fast I can get that done. And if you're interested, there will be a link down below, and hopefully I'll be able to get Dark Matter again within like a couple weeks at least. Next question is from Aaron Barter. The question is, how long did it take you to have YouTube as a full-time job? Pretty much 3 years, like almost exactly 3 years. I started at the end of Modern Warfare 3's life cycle, and I just went officially full-time, I believe it was October of this past year, like the month before Black Ops 3 launched. I decided I'm going full-time with this. I'm fully investing all my time into everything, getting ready for Black Ops 3, and it really did pay off. I doubled my channel in like 3 months. It was incredible. So yeah, it was about 3 years. Next question is from Graham Smith, and it is, what do you plan to do after YouTube? I highly doubt you will continue YouTube forever. I totally agree. I don't think I'll be doing YouTube forever. I'm going to be doing it for as long as I love doing it, which I still think is a very long time. Some people, I think, underestimate how long a YouTube career can potentially be. As long as you're staying adaptable, it can be a very long career, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. Thing with YouTube is it also opens up a lot of opportunities in the future, especially if you're a successful YouTuber. There's lots of job opportunities that pop up, but that's never really been my style. I'm not saying something like that won't happen where I might end up getting a job because of YouTube, but I've always been more of an entrepreneur, and I always like being my own boss. And the plan right now, and this is what I'm starting to work towards right now at this moment, is real estate investment. So I'm planning on buying another house probably next year now. I was hoping to buy one this year, but the markets just aren't right now. I'm going to wait another year on this one and have rental properties. So buying another house next year, renovating it. I want to buy something that's a bit of a fixer-upper. I'm a bit of a handyman. I love doing that kind of stuff. I love renovating houses. And so I'm going to buy a house, fix it up, probably split it up into 2 rental units like I have with the house that I bought last year that I'm living in, and then rent out 2 different rental units, which will actually generate cash flow as well as equity, and will grow my net worth that way, and then keep buying houses as I can afford them, essentially. So keep buying more and more houses till I get to the point where my rental income off of those houses will basically be my income, and I won't have to work, essentially. I mean, I still will, because I think it's important to always be working on something and to have a passion to always be striving for and doing that. But I'm hoping to get to that point where all of the real estate investment and everything will allow me to do anything I want to do. If I want to go and like take a month off and just go traveling, I can go do that, no problem, and still be supported just from that money alone. So that's the plan at the moment. Obviously, things can change. I'm also big on being adaptable. I think being adaptable is very important. So we'll see where life takes us, I guess. Next question is from Chris Wolf. Have you ever gotten a strike on YouTube? If so, what for? No, never gotten a copyright strike on YouTube. I've always been very careful with copyright. I took copyright law in business school back in the day, so I know what to be aware of when it comes to copyright, and I am very, very careful and always have been very careful with this. All right, moving on to the next question. This one's from Sebastian Myers. I think you say that Myers. I haven't seen it spelled that way before. That's interesting. Anyways, my question for you is, what is your favorite place you've seen in the world? Anywhere you've traveled, just a spot that really resonated with you or wish you could go back. Keep up the great work and have a fabulous day. Well, thank you so much, Sebastian. All right, so I thought about this one a little bit, and it's a difficult question. I've traveled quite a bit over the years, And I will say the first one that popped into my head, because it was definitely the most surprising place that I've ever traveled to. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be like this at all, was Vilnius, Lithuania. I absolutely loved it there. I think that's kind of, I always call it like the diamond in a diamond in the rough, because it was just so surprising. The architecture and everything completely blew me away. The people there completely blew me away. I was actually very, very happy with my stay there in Lithuania, and that's one place I would love to go back in the future. Aside from that, one place that really resonated with me and I felt really comfortable was Berlin. I spent about a week in Berlin back in 2011, and I could see myself living there. I love it there. The whole community, the whole environment there just was awesome. Very laid back, it seemed, and definitely resonated with me, like I said. Next question, also travel question. There's going to be probably a few more of these throughout the Q&A. This one's from H2O Vanguard. Have you ever been to Hungary? If no, will you ever travel to Hungary? Yes, I have been to Hungary. Back in 2011 as well, when I was doing that big Europe trip. I spent, I think, like 4 or 5 days in Budapest, and basically just traveled around there a little bit. Again, I really enjoyed myself. Just like Berlin, I felt at home there pretty much. We really got settled in. We met a lot of great people, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed myself there. Moving on to the next question, we're back to Black Ops 3 related question here. This one's from Justin Shelf. Was the grind for dark matter worth it? I get asked this all the time from people like on streams and stuff. And my answer is always, it depends on what you want in a game. For me, I love grinding for challenges. That's the part I love. It's the process that I enjoy. It's not the final result. I don't care about the purple camo. I don't care what it looks like. What I care about is working towards something and then achieving it. So for me, absolutely it's worth it, and that's why I'm going for it again on PS4, going for it the second time. But for some people, they don't really care about completing challenges. They just want to play, have fun, and do well. And if you're that type of person, that's totally fine. Like it's just a purple camo. It's not going to make any difference, especially at this point in the game's life cycle. I don't think it's going to make a difference at all. Even if people are seeing that dark matter in the kill cam or something, it's not a big deal anymore to have dark matter, I find. So it really, I don't know. It's up to you, and it depends on what you want in a game. Next question comes from Emilio Curbello. When you say YouTube is your full-time job, what do you mean by that? Is it where you spend your whole day making a video and then posting it, or do you have a lot more freedom than that, essentially? Okay, so it's not that I spend all of my day making that one video for the day. What I do is I really have to manage my time well and plan ahead. So if I ever want a day off, keeping in mind I upload a video every single day, there's no days off for when my videos are uploaded. If I ever want a day off, or a couple days off, sometimes like a weekend off, or even a week off, that means I'm working way harder in the previous days getting those videos up. Most of my videos are uploaded and scheduled at least a day in advance, sometimes 2 or 3 days in advance. And if I'm going on a vacation, like weeks in advance, I'll have my videos scheduled. And because of that, it's not that I just work on one video a day and I just make a video and then upload it. A lot of times I've got like 3 or 4 videos on the go at different stages of production. And it's just how it works for me. I find if I try to focus too much on one video, at least one video that is really time consuming sort of video, like a 14-hour video, I can't do all 14 hours at once. I've got to do like a little bit here, and then I'll work on an easier video or a different style of video and do that. Another thing is, it's not technically just YouTube that's my full-time job. I am a content creator, so that involves live streaming as well now. That's a big part of what I do. And also responding to YouTube comments, emails, Twitter, everything like that. That also takes up a big portion of my day. So it's not like I just sit here, make my one video a day, and I'm done for the day. I'm pretty much always working on something related to either YouTube or live streaming. Next question comes from Jack Belcher, and this is, when you were growing up, what did you want to work as? Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to start my own business or start several businesses and grow those businesses. I've never really been interested in working a job, working for someone else and making money for someone else or for some other company. I always wanted to be doing my own thing, allow myself that freedom to be my own person, I guess, and do what I want to do in order to still make money and be successful. So yeah, even as a kid, that's how I always was. Next question comes from POC3, and it is, are you going to Gamescom in Germany this year? And have you already been in Germany? If yes, did you enjoy your time there? So I already mentioned I was in Berlin for a while. Really enjoyed my time there. I've been to Berlin, Hamburg, Cologne, for Gamescom, by the way. 2 years ago, I think it was. The year that Advanced Warfare came out, I went to Gamescom that year in Cologne. Where else? I feel like I'm definitely missing a few places. Bremen. I was in Bremen for a little bit. And I definitely missed another city in Germany. But yes, I have been to Germany twice now and kind of traveled around within Germany a little bit. Love it in Germany. Really enjoy myself there. And definitely will be going back in the future. But I'm not going to Gamescom this year for Germany, no. Not planning to do any European trips this year, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see what comes up, but not likely. Next question comes from Drum Therapy, and that is, did you play video games during high school? If so, how did you balance studying and playing? I've always been a gamer. I've always played video games a fair amount, like anytime I have some free time and I'm bored. But back in high school, I was more focused on partying and hanging out with friends than anything else. So yes, I played video games a fair amount, like anytime there was nothing going on or something and I was caught up on homework or whatever. Yeah, I'd be playing video games, but I was really focusing on my social life at that time for sure. As far as like balancing studying and playing, I've said it before, I kind of put in like minimum effort to get by and still do well in school, so I didn't really spend too much time studying at home or anything like that. It was basically my time was my own, get your homework done, and then that was it kind of thing. Next question, another travel question here from Hunky Gamer. Have you traveled to the Caribbean? If so, where? Actually, this one was asked on stream a couple days ago, and this was, or my answer to this was I've been to Cuba, Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico a few times, and there's one more. What am I missing? I'm terrible for this. I'm sure there was one more. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't believe I can't remember that. Either way, yes, I have been to the Caribbean in quite a few places, and I plan to go back to other places as well. I love going to different places within the Caribbean just to see like how they're different from the other places, and there is usually a pretty big difference between them, which I find pretty interesting. So definitely going to be going back. I don't know where next. I think maybe Jamaica next. We'll see. I don't know, but I'm excited to go back. Next question is a Control Freak related question, which I love. This one's from Didro Melphis, and it is, I have Control Freak Ultra and I like them. Which Control Freaks do you use when playing? Hashtag Team Exclusive Ace. Alright, so for those of you guys that don't know, I am an affiliate of Control Freaks. If you do want 10% off, you can use my code exclusive. I had to plug myself here. It's a Control Freak related question, okay? Get off my back. But I like using any standard height concave Control Freak. So actually right here, on my Xbox One, I'm using the Infernos, which is a standard height and it's concave shape. The only difference if you go with a standard height concave is going to be the grip, like the pattern of the grip. So some will be a little bit more grippy than others, some will be a little bit less grippy. On my PS4 controller here, I've got the Black Ops 3 Reveal Editions, also standard height concave, but this one has a different grip pattern. It's got a little Black Ops 3 logo on it. So really, it all feels essentially the same, aside from the grip might be a little bit different. But any standard height concave one I am totally fine with, and those are the ones that I really like using. If you do have smaller hands though, for people that do have smaller hands, I would recommend something a bit shorter, like a CQC model or an Alpha. I don't think I have one laying around immediately. I'd have to dig around for it, but they're just a little bit shorter and easier to handle, so you don't have to stretch your thumb as far. Next question, I get asked this a fair amount as well. This is from Abe Ross. Would you ever want to get a proper job? I kind of explained this already. I really like being an entrepreneur, being my own boss, everything like that. Having said that, the whole proper job definition, I think, is becoming less and less clear these days. I don't think there's really such thing as a proper job. I think what I do is a proper job. I put in hours, I am creating value for other people, and in doing so, I get paid in return. How is that different than pretty much any other job? You're providing value, and you get something in return. So, yeah, not a huge fan of the definition of a proper job, but I do know what you're getting at, like working a 9 to 5 or like shift work or something like that. No, never plan on having a job like that again. I've never really enjoyed those types of jobs. I don't think many people do anyways. And I feel like I hopefully am free from that from now on. But we'll see. Like I said, gotta remain adaptable, and who knows, maybe an amazing opportunity will come up that I just can't refuse. Next question comes from Explode Insanity, and this one is, Ace, how often do you throw away a gameplay because it wasn't good enough? This one, I look at it completely different. I don't really go for gameplay for my YouTube channel. I'm never actively thinking about, oh man, this could be a good gameplay for YouTube. I just play the game, have fun, and do as well as possible. And also, like I said earlier, most of my gameplay is actually just taken from theater mode after I've already played it on stream. So while I'm streaming, I'm never really thinking like, okay, this is going to be a gameplay for YouTube, or I need to get this gameplay for YouTube. It's more so I go back after streams if I had a really good game or something that seemed to have stood out for me, and I'll go and record it and keep it just in my recordings file. And then when I need a video or need a gameplay for a video like this, I just go ahead and pop it on the video. So yeah, don't really ever play for gameplays, or very, very rarely, unless there's like a specific gun or something I'm reviewing and I just need a gameplay with that gun. But for the most part, gameplay just happens and I record it after the fact. Next question, also Black Ops 3 related, is from Steady Minotaur. Hey, I have a habit of spraying and praying in all of my gunfights. Do you have any tips for me to help get out of this habit? I actually find myself slipping into this habit every now and then. I think pretty much everybody does it, unless you're the Mark of J. He never does it. But I think the biggest thing is just shifting your focus. A lot of times what happens is I'll just notice. You have to notice yourself doing this and then shift your focus to... what I like to do is see like how few bullets will it take me to kill this next enemy. I'm going to make sure I kill this enemy in a maximum of like 6 bullets or something, which is reasonable for most guns. Even though most guns will kill in like 3 to 5 or something. If you can kill them in like, let's just say 6 to 8 bullets, make sure you keep it under a certain number or something like that. Just really put your mind to focusing on accuracy, and I find that instantly will improve your aim, at least in that given situation. I'm not talking like long-term improvement, but in that situation, if you notice that you're spraying and praying a lot, focus on your aim, shift your focus, and hopefully that'll be able to help you. I know it helps me. All right, guys, last question here. This one's from Jeffrey Newman, and it says, long-time watcher and subscriber, keep it up, always watching your videos, and in the comments section, I occasionally see some of your fans, get mad about something and say they're unsubscribing. Does this upset you? How do you handle the haters? Alright, so when fans say that they're unsubscribing, at first, yes, it does. I do get that feeling like, oh crap, that kind of sucks. Like, I hate to see you go kind of thing. Especially when it's people that say, like, I've been watching for a long time and I actually recognize their names. It's especially if I recognize their names, it is a bit upsetting. Because it's like, oh man, this guy's been around my channel. He's been commenting on my videos for a long time, and I actually do hate to see them go. But at the same time, I have to realize that not everything's under my control, and people are free to do whatever they want to do. So if they want to unsubscribe, I'm not going to get in their way. I'm not going to argue with them. And if they don't like what I'm doing, then I don't really want them here in the first place. That's a big thing. I make what I want to make on YouTube. I put it out there. You guys can take it or leave it. If you don't like it, sorry, you can go. Like, you don't need to watch it. I'm not going to force you to watch it. If you don't like what you see, feel free to leave. That's totally fine by me. I'm never going to force anybody to. I've watched YouTubers in the past where I just lost interest, and I really liked them. It's nothing against the person themselves, but I just lost interest in their content and decided to unsubscribe. And no hard feelings or anything. That's just how it is. So I don't really let it get to me at all, but it is sometimes upsetting to see someone that's been active. It's sad to see him go. As far as how I handle haters, haters just get banned or ignored. Criticism and hating is completely different things. Is a completely different thing in my mind. So I have to learn to separate what is actual criticism that I need to take a look at and maybe reflect a little bit on. Whereas haters, where they're just coming in saying like you suck or something like that. I've actually been very generous with the ban hammer lately. So if I get somebody coming to my channel that's just a straight up hater, I have no problem just hitting that block button. You'll never see my video again from that account. See you later. I don't need you in my life, and you don't need me in your life. So have a nice life is basically how I handle that. So there we go. That's gonna wrap it up for today's Q&A. Like I said, if you have any questions for me, it can be about pretty much anything. Keep it somewhat appropriate if possible. Let me know in the comment section below, and I just might answer it for a future Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you guys next time.